This is Carnivore Ron. In 1964, when I was 12 years old, my family lived in New Mexico, and a group of 8 of us went down to the dreaded railroad tracks where we lived. I was given a cigarette by a young woman who was rebelling against her family's very strict moral and religious beliefs. After several puffs of the cigarette, I threw it to the ground. It tasted bad and it made me cough. Other kids in my group went on to smoke. I think I'm the only one who did not wind up smoking. Years later, my rejection of smoking was validated when my sister died of lung cancer, directly linked to smoking. She had smoked since the age of 11. The standard American diet is like smoking. It's an addiction only to sugar. Like my sister who suffered during her cancer, people are suffering from heart disease, obesity, and type 2 diabetes that brings gangrene ulcers on the legs and amputations of toes that are directly linked to eating sugar. As carnivores, we all come to it for different reasons. I started because I discovered carnivore to be the ultimate elimination diet. I was diagnosed as allergic to gluten in 1998, and I had tried to be gluten-free ever since. And I learned that quite a few processed foods contain gluten. So it was a gradual process of cutting those foods out of my life. And by the time I discovered carnivore 5 years ago, I was essentially eating a keto diet. I just didn't know what to call it until my oldest daughter talked about keto and defined it. Each one of us is on a journey of discovery. Ignorance is the biggest obstacle we all overcome. We were all taught to eat the standard American diet and not the ancestral way of eating meat and meat products. We've become disconnected from our past and from our heritage. That's why we should have compassion on people who are suffering the results of eating sugar. They are emotionally and physically suffering, yet cannot connect their suffering to what they eat. And because they're ignorant and addicted, and like any addict, they try to justify their actions. I was addicted to carbs. I still get cravings for sweets, but I can't eat them. After a bite or two, I develop a nasty taste, and often the smell of the sweet becomes really repulsive. We as carnivores know that this is the best way of eating because of the improvements we have each seen in ourselves over time. The improvement validates eating keto and carnivore. I think we should extend compassion for those who are still living a horrible lifestyle that only brings suffering because we have escaped their fate. Thank you.